Hello there, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. I'm afraid I have some unpleasant news to share with y'all today. I'm sure by now we're all familiar with the verdict of Count Dankula, a comedian who was convicted of a hate crime in the UK because of a joke on YouTube. And as appalling as that verdict was, I'm afraid free speech, or speech in general in the UK, is under more severe constraints than we probably realize. Now, before I move into the contents of the video, I do want to let everyone know that I am approaching this from the vantage point of a foreigner. I don't live in the UK. Now, if you are living in the UK and this reaches out to you and any information seems inconsistent or inaccurate, please feel free to correct me. I'm sure a lot of us would benefit from that correction. Now, this is a tweet that came out from the Scotland police recently. Check this out. Today we're launching a campaign on hate crime. Be greater than a hater and report any incidents of hate crime by calling 101 or 999 in an emergency. So apparently Scotland police have resources dedicated to online trolling or online mean comments. Wow. But that's not even where our problem begins. I looked at the UK Metropolitan Police guidelines for hate crime, and this is where things get really bad. I understand that police departments would have certain regional variations on how these definitions are to be applied, but from the vantage point of a foreigner, this looks really crazy. So let's have a look. What is a hate crime? A hate crime is when someone commits a crime against you because of your disability, gender, identity, race, sexual orientation, religion, or any other perceived difference. It doesn't always include physical violence. Someone using offensive language towards you or harassing you because of who you are or who they think you are is also a crime. The same goes for someone posting abusive or offensive messages about you online. Notice that ambiguous terms such as abusive, offensive are constantly used. Now, this entire document will be in the description below. You guys can check it out for its entirety. But from what I've read, these ambiguous terms are not clarified, and it seems that these will most likely be manipulated and used to target people with or inconvenient opinions. If it happens to you, you might be tempted to shrug it off. But if you tell us, we can investigate and stop it from getting worse, either for you or for someone else. So if people are not offended, the police is encouraging that they take offense. I am not excited to see the cultural impact of policing like this. But before you think that the worst is over, I want to tell you that no, the worst is yet to come. Hate crimes and hate incidents. A hate crime is defined as any criminal offense which is perceived by the victim or any other person to be motivated by hostility or prejudice against a person's race or perceived race, religion or perceived religion, sexual orientation, perceived sexual orientation, and so on. Understand, from what I gather from this is that it is a criminal offense if it is perceived as such by the victim. So things like context and things like intent is immaterial. Evidence of the hate element is not a requirement. You do not need to personally perceive the incident to be hate-related. It would be enough if another person, a witness, or even a police officer thought that the incident was hate-related. I gotta tell you, this looks absolutely scary. And it seems pretty clear that if you have an inconvenient opinion, you're an easy target for these people. From my understanding, and I might be entirely wrong, but to summarize the state of free speech in the UK, for me at least, appears to be as such.
So shut the fuck up. Shut up. Shut the fuck up! Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. It's all your fault.